off there. Good thing in New Jersey, though, they use their signals. Alright, so the other thing, that's the second